My name's Colin Finch. I work in this area as a humanist funeral celebrant. Basically, that means funerals without God. So I'll tell you a little bit about my work, those who haven't heard me before. I'll try and use some new anecdotes. So I started the job in 2019, having known that there was a massive pandemic about to hit the planet and that I'd be full of work, which is more or less what did happen. But obviously the downside of the pandemic is it doesn't really teach you anything in terms of interaction with people who are grieving, because most of it was done online. I couldn't go around people's houses. One of my services, I had 3 people in there and had about 200, 250 watching on a CCTV. So it wasn't an easy start, and certainly things have become easier since obviously the pandemic's gone away, but there are still people that are concerned about issues with COVID, and there's still people obviously still suffering. I was going to tell you a little story, something happened a few weeks ago in Cambridge, which, anyone been to the Cambridge Creme here? Yeah, a few. Not the best place. Whoever designed it decided to put a load of pillars obstructing half the congregation. So when I'm standing there at the lectern, people are coming in, I was like, could you move over? And I'm more like an usher for half it, because people can't see me, I can't see them. And I think the job is really important that you can maintain eye contact with people around the room. But the strange thing that happened on this one was that the gentleman, Derek, he'd lost his partner. And he was adamant that he wasn't going to speak at the service. And I always try to encourage people. I always say the worst thing is thinking, I should have done it, and you don't. And I always say, if you think you can do it, then do it. And if you struggle, I'll be there. I always stand right next to them, and I regularly have to take over, because people do break down. Anyway, this gentleman was adamant that he wasn't going to get up. No, not doing it, not doing it. And he gave me the tribute, which was quite involved, a lot of pieces. And my job is to string it all together and make it almost storyboard it, so it brings that person, people watching, some sense of finality. They can look at their life in context. So just before the service, he said, "Oh, Colin, can I have a quick word?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." And he said, I am going to say a few words. Now, normally, and you can imagine, we're tight on time at these things. We're normally 30 to 40 minutes. There's usually another funeral behind you. You can't be late. I mean, if you go on too long. So we have to time the services. So it's always important to me to know exactly what people are saying and how long they're going to take to say it. But obviously I didn't have that luxury with Derek, and he was the partner of the deceased, and I wasn't going to say to him, you can't speak. I mean, I would never do that anyway, but that wasn't an option. So, bearing in mind Derek's given me the tribute that I'm reading out, he then proceeds to read out the entire tribute that he'd just sent me like the week before. So basically my whole script, which would have been in this form here, and a few pages, probably 10 or 11 pages, something like that in there, he's then read it for me, but not as well, obviously. So I'm now thinking, what the hell do I do now? Because I've done this before. I've had someone literally take it over. And he had a sheet of paper, and it was going on, and he eventually finished. It took about 10 minutes. It was just a series of random thoughts. And I had to get up next, and there was nothing really left for me to say. So I basically just gone to Derek, thank you for that beautiful tribute. It's very similar to the one you gave me, almost word for word. I said, you just missed out the bit about her getting smashed out of her head at Ascot, but apart from that, it was perfect. And luckily, I got away with it. People laughed, but I would say in any situation, a bit like now, where I'm getting the eye for the time, be very prepared for things to happen that you're not expecting. Thank you.